Okay, so Bane coming in. We got strong laner, 1-up, very strong laner from across these supports. Lockdown for OG.Seed is decent, but a little bit unreliable, though the Nyx Assassin always amazing to have against the Ember Spirit, just being able to run into a Flame Guard with your spiked Carapace up and then get the follow-ups done should be enough lockdown to kill this Ember, though all it means is that Ember just has to be wary of the Nyx. That's the only hero that's really threatening him currently, so if he has even a rough idea of where the Nyx is on the map, he can play super aggressively. And as much as I have hesitations about Ember as a hero, does have really good matchups against the two opening picks from OG.Seed, so nothing too surprising there. Do.
10 seconds remaining.
I am selecting the winner game 1. Okay,
5
nice.
seconds remaining.
All right.
Radiant team banned.
Morphling.
Cool. So if I hit this button, does this do the thing? Maybe it only works when I'm actually not on the draft screen. We'll try once we get in game quickly. Anyway, okay, so Morphling coming in, so Gyrocopter comes out. Morphling sort of natural response also means for me, well, I guess it doesn't 100% mean this, but means for me I'm relatively glad that Ember is not going to be safe lane. I think safe lane Ember is just hot garbage. I don't think that's changed. I will admit I have not been playing as much Dota as of late. I've been watching a reasonable amount, but real life kind of gets in the way from time to time. But yeah, Morphling versus the Gyrocopter. Morphling, of course, has received a lot of tweaks and nerfs along the way. Also, they're willingly picking Morphling into Ancient Apparition and two different heroes that both absolutely love. Well, not love, but are more than capable of buying a relatively fast vessel. So we shall see how this Morphling pick works out for Fnatic, or if these hero matchups will matter in the face of a very dominant looking Fnatic team. I've hyped all this up, and now of course we're going to come in here and I'm going to have completely underestimated OG.Seed, and I'll just annihilate Fnatic and I'll look like a clown. But it's 20 past 2 in the morning here in good old Brisbane. I have been awake since 7:30 or so. I made some crucial mistakes with the scheduling of this. I was like, oh yeah, I can do some casting. So yesterday the B stream started at like 4:30 a.m. my time, and I, just being the genius that I am, I just looked at that and I was like, oh yeah, of course. Because that started at like 4 a.m. my time. Then today will start at 4 a.m. my time. So I'll just go to sleep at like 10 or 11 or something, and I'll get a few hours sleep, and then I can wake up and do casting all morning. Nah, not the case. Not even remotely the case. So here we are at 2 in the morning doing some emergency stream. Okay, so we had Void ban, Legion ban, Slardar is the ban. Fnatic definitely, well, more than likely looking for their offlaner. I suppose it could be 3 Shaker, though seems a little bit unlikely. Probably just your position 4 here. What do they want against the Gyrocopter lane? I think they want to roam their Shaker quite a bit and use the Shaker to set up kills with the Ember and the Morphling on the other lanes. So whatever they're going to be picking for this offlane, it needs to be relatively independent. And I would say needs to be able to catch up or function without too much farm, because if OG.Seed choose to just run like this full defensive tri-lane, or this full killing tri-lane, then it's going to be very difficult for any offlaner to get anything there. I don't think they're going to go aggro tri, though that could be a fairly strong option. Morphling, not really the best tri-lane versus tri-lane carry, just doesn't really bring a whole lot to the table early on.
10 seconds
but they should just be able to pick, I say that they should just be able to pick a decent matchup here against the Pangolier to make sure that OG.Seed aren't willing to take the 1v1, but I don't know exactly what form that's going to take. They don't want to pick anything like an Omni Knight, I wouldn't think, just against the AA. Seems a little bit weird.
Radiant
What
team
else?
pick.
Timber's still in the pool. Oh, just going to go for Mars. Okay, that was getting banned. That was getting banned yesterday pretty heavily. I think actually in their opening matches against Liquid, was it? No, so they were banning Mars versus Liquid. Sorry, I've remembered that wrong. OG.Seed banned it versus EG. The hero does seem to be reasonably trendy at the moment. Fnatic were also
10
banning it
seconds remaining.
within the first round of bans consistently against Cloud9.
5
So
seconds remaining.
a hero that was very highly prioritized in some of those games yesterday does sneak all the way through towards the end of the draft here, and
You may now select
OG.Seed
your
just
heroes.
immediately head into the Monkey King. So, man, they've got a very, very skirmish heavy lineup. They've really got like hardly any long ultimates that they need to wait for. Pretty decent pickoff, decent split push, lots of wave shove among their 3 cores. And Mars, probably pretty good against the Gyrocopter. The support's also decent again, not so amazing against Pangolier, but shouldn't be too much of an issue. And 23 Savage and Moon just been looking great, so we'll see how that goes this game. Chessie a little bit weak on the cosmetics game on poor old Monkey King. Hasn't been completely tricked out. And actually, yeah, if this game just came down to the cosmetics, you can tell which team has my support. We got way more bling over on this Fnatic side. Look at this. This is a completely default Pangolier. How are you expecting to win a game with a completely default hero? Okay, we gotta make sure I got wait, that's playing. That's my casting config. We want some in-game audio for the voice. Get some voice chat team going there. All right, awesome. Let's do this. Also, remember to change overlays. All right. Also need to check if I need to lower my minimap size to see if this lines up properly. It does not line up properly. We need to use the regular size minimap. All right, and I think
Prepare for battle.
with that, do we have the right teams in the right places? That is the other button. Swap. Is that it? Is it done? Yeah, okay, there you go. That's right. I have had that wrong too many times. So welcome everybody to the Loopbet Dota Summit 12. We already have a battle breaking out. Jabs up on the high ground here, but the fish is gonna block things off nicely. And this homing missile is not going to be the end of Z-Freak and Zibby actually stuck completely in the river. But they're also going to be okay. Moon choosing to scale up the side of fish just to get some damage out early. And a very aggressive build from this Ember to start at the game. Starting with the Blightstone. No messing
30
around.
seconds to battle.
We've got Ice on this Mars. DJ, sort of as expected, looking for this early roam on the Shaker. And do we have any other interesting starting items here? We do have some boots for Z-Freak as well, so you can see that the Nyx Assassin also may be wanting to roam around pretty heavily. And I guess the other really interesting thing to point out is that Jabs also has boots first. So the support's investing
The battle begins.
a ton of early gold into trying to win these lanes early on, and we will have to see if that works out for them. Fnatic making some decisions about how they want to set these lanes. 23 Savage just lurking around at mid, waiting to try and scout things out a little bit. Z-Freak also kind of doing the same thing, but taking a lot of damage here. Like I said, he's got boots. He's going to be absolutely fine, but yeah, both teams wanting to get the lane set up exactly the way that they wanted, and OG, we're kind of looking for this aggressive pressure on the Morphling, but it seems like Fnatic have got this sussed. They're going to block bottom wave with the Earthshaker to get this right up underneath the tower, so 23 Savage is going to be more than happy to just start grabbing these CS early on here. And this is supposed to be a counter matchup for in favor of the Monkey King at mid, but Moon seems to know what he's doing and putting some pretty heavy damage on Chessie here. One more touch and maybe the side of Fist. Moon gonna man up for this somewhat. And Chessie already forced to use this salve early on here. Yeah, well, this is, like I said, this is supposed to be a really good matchup, but Moon so far with this Blightstone really seems to be putting the hurt. And Chessie forced to really tank the creeps when he's looking for these Jingu stacks. So it does seem like Moon probably pretty experienced with the matchup, though now as you can see, you know, more levels coming in, Boundless Strike, and it does get that full heal going. But I mean, Moon's got his salve, so he's also going to be okay, and if he keeps the CS up, this is going to be a pretty timely bottle. The other really nice thing, of course, about Ember is that he can always just find good farm in the jungle, so even if the laning stage doesn't go very well, it shouldn't really be too much of an issue. So yeah, this is... I don't know if these are the lanes that OG.Seed are hoping for. They're not going to try and TP to chase after the Morphling. He's just going to TP himself. But a little bit of damage on Z-Freak here. Savage just standing his ground. And there's a haste on that Monkey King. But we're going to keep our eyes down here as the Fisher comes through. Nice two-man stun, and that is just going to be your first blood. Fnatic sticking around a little bit too long. TP over towards mid lane. Chessie, alright, there's nothing too interesting happening there as Vexu just going to try for the TP out. It's actually a double kill at bottom as they also somehow managed to chase down DJ despite him having the boots on the Shaker. I thought there was something interesting happening top, but there you go. Well, maybe maybe this bottom lane isn't so bad. Okay, so they've got an Orb of Venom on the Pangolier. That probably helps at least a little bit. Z-Freak just going for this pull. He's going to lose the range creep, but not the end of the world as we do have just more disarms coming in. 23 Savage. Manning up. The two supports have each other occupied here, so this is just some damage being traded. And yeah, Savage should be fine to farm this up pretty much completely. Mid lane check. 16-8 versus 12-2, but looks like Moon was sent packing all the way back. Unfortunately, Jabs does come in here to soak up the experience in the meantime, so Fnatic still getting pretty good efficiency out of the map. But yeah, this matchup's going to start slowly but surely getting more Monkey King favored. He's got his Orb of Venom picked up now and actually looking to punish Jabs a little bit as he runs up on mid. Chessie feeling healthy, feeling strong. DJ and Z-Freak are still going at it over in the Radiant jungle. Z-Freak's got his Tranquil Boots and that Nixie regen, so he's hoping that he can get that back up and just heal back to full. Got some clarities to stay on the map. DJ also rotating towards mid. Called it out that he was probably looking for some rotations early on here as the battle for this illusion rune comes out. And he really would have liked to hold that for Moon, but can't always beat. And yeah, so far it seems like OG.Seed definitely the right decision to hang on to these lanes in the position that they were in. They are doing fantastically in all three lanes. Z-Freak's copping a little bit of pressure here from Jabs, but I don't know if they can actually get this kill. They're rotating Savage over. DJ's also there. Okay, there you go. That is going to be enough. They did not need the Morphling at the end of the day. Will find themselves a little bit of a kill. Pretty heavy pressure on Moon at mid. Needs to juke this out. Otherwise, Chessie's going to get the stacks. Can't quite get it. He does get interrupted. Instead, just opts for the Boundless Strike to get the stacks. Not ideal for him. As Jabs is... Okay, Jabs is somehow dead bottom. DJ's running mid. Everyone is just everywhere. OG definitely embodying the spirit of the OG main squad here as bottom. 23 Savage. He didn't quite manage to get the room, but looks like he's going to get out with his life. Couple of body blocks onto Z-Freak, and DJ puts him in the ground with one last swipe of the totem. Madara is still just hanging out top, farming away.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And you wouldn't know it looking at this observing, but we do already have 5 kills 5 minutes into this game. Plenty of action. Slightly more lane swaps than I expected, as now we've got Jabs making his way down. DJ finally able to find his opportunity. think he wanted to cancel this salve if he knew about it, but
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
just holding on at mid. This is already a level 6 Monkey King, as we do have Z-Freak finding a little D-ward. He's got another sentry, actually. Putting some pressure on Moon, who does have an invis. He's gonna be totally fine.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Jesse just does not want to let him have this experience. I'm even gonna pop down this observer ward in between the tier 1 and tier 2. And looking towards Pexu. DJ's also here. They've got the Fissure to block things off. Gonna connect onto all three of them, but
Dire's structures are
OG,
fortified.
strength in numbers.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Still more damage on this Ancient Apparition. Does not have boots just yet, but has opted for the full headdress. As now the rotation is coming top. They want Madara. He's a little bit far up, and DJ with the Tranquil Boots making his way up here quickly. Looks like it should be no way out for this Gyrocopter. Not going to be any help on its way. They're trying for something mid. Madara's actually still surviving. They couldn't get the combo going, and instead it's Moon dying at mid. Z-Freak somehow surviving on a sliver of HP. Looks like maybe just a big dive with the spiked carapace and the cold feet. Yeah, 2 points cold feet. And the Boundless Strike, enough chain stun to bring down that Ember. As now a solo kill at bottom. Alright, he wasn't even standing near him. That was just a javelin proc from a million range. And yeah, OG.Seed are completely owning this game. Z-Freak still not having to go back to base, just healing up with these super fast Tranquil Boots. DJ's lurking around mid, but where is the playmaking going to come from Fnatic? I guess Ice is having an okay game. He's about to get his level 6. They need to get this arena going pretty quickly. Monkey King blocked off a mid lane. Jesse, don't think he's going to survive, as 23 Savage tries with the waveform for the secure, but it will be DJ grabbing that kill after all is said and done. I don't know if that's the ideal person to get this, but Blink Dagger's still going to be nice for sure. This is a very farmed Pangolier. I think we might even switch it over to net worth at this point. And, okay, so does this work? So, one sec, because we've got some neutral items coming out. Alright, maybe I can press this. And then I gotta check. Never mind. I'll have to figure that out later. Moon with the Arcane Rune finds himself a nice little kill. Up top, do have that arena used, but it's pretty much just defensively. Madara gonna turn around. If they do get the rotation in from the Pangolier, finding this kill. Even without the ultimate, they're gonna claim both up top, and Madara with the tip on Ice as well. This mid lane tier 1 getting taken out, this Monkey King getting an insane amount of room to work with this game. And this is a little bit of the problem that you run into when you pick your mid hero so early in the draft. Does feel a little bit like Fnatic have counterpicked themselves somewhat here, as nice dodge on the missile, but that's not going to be enough to keep Jabs alive. And OG should be able to make a bid for. Oh, are they going to make a bid for all the shrines? Seems like they made all the outposts. Seems like they will probably have to give this bottom one away. But gonna go and claim a tower in the meantime, and Fnatic not really in position to find any kind of a trade. Moon just heading back to grab a little bit of mana, and Fnatic looking for something down here, but the Arena of Blood's still on cooldown for another 10 seconds. But they're really just trying to lock down this bottom side of the map. And it looks like they suspect that there's someone in here, but Z-Freak just hiding over on the other side, potentially hoping to set something up down here. The rest of his team do have TPs available. Alright, Z-Freak now just needs to avoid getting stunned to the side of this arena. Pangolier should be fine to come in and find the kill afterwards. Jesse gonna get pushed back a little bit. DJ with the Fissure, maybe hoping to make some space for his team, does manage to block off the Pangolier. Ice, can he find his way out of here? It looks like DJ instead gonna be the first one to fall, and Ice is still being chased down. Z-Freak has both stuns available, doesn't quite get the Spike Carapace off in time, but Ice slowed down. Pexu also here. Moon gonna try and help, but the chain's only landing onto the Ancient Apparition, and that is gonna be Yet another kill for OG, and Zibby's not done. Looks a little bit further forward. Just gonna spot this, this little stack. Maybe try and swipe that for himself. Well, this is not looking great. For Fnatic, 75% win probability in favor of OG. We got Jabs just desperately trying to grab his level 6 up top, and this is the haste on this Ember Spirit. But can they actually man up? Nice two-man stun. Chessie just trying to open up a little bit of space. Get back to the team. Do we have a disarm? We do not. A Moon just finds pretty much a freebie. DJ also coming in to help out, but very nice kill, and OG just getting caught split up a little bit here, and they won't be able to come in here and help out the gyrocopter. Ice looking for the pushback, but now the call down damage. Is it going to be enough to bring down the Emperor? He does have a Fairy Fire, but he can't quite use it in time. Madara finds the double, and OG did have the numbers needed. A well-deserved tip from Madara there. Ice just couldn't, I think he pump faked once on the Spear of Mars, and they just didn't get very much damage out of the arena. And then pushing him away just meant that Ember couldn't auto-attack him. Jabs is dead bottom. Man, 14-5. And I think this is even really before the Monkey King has become a true terror. At least Morphling has some kind of farm, but this is not a hero that is going to do a ton in the early stages of the game. Getting stunned up, does manage to get out the Strength Morph. 23 Savage looks like he should be okay. He's got the waveform, but playing it very safe. Not even waveforming up into the camp. So what is the saving grace here? Like, Ember doesn't have Drum yet. Mars just doing the standard Mars build. You don't even need to click on Ice to know what he's building. There's literally one build for this hero. Maybe you can, you can get the blink slightly faster or something. Skip a Vlad's or whatnot. And Fnatic smoking up. They really wanted to use the Fiend's Grip potentially here. What kind of lockdown can they find? It's a nice Fissure onto 3, but the Ice Blast gonna head back the other way and connect onto 2. Pango sizing up using the Rolling Thunder with the Arcane Rune. And Fnatic, I don't know if this is your fight to take, but they do want to try and make a little bit of pressure happen. Peksu topping some harassment, but be also firing it back the other way. Going to be looking for this stun as they try and set things up on the Ember. Moon just getting completely locked down. Jabs walking forward, try to save him with the Nightmare, but will not be there in time, and that is just going to be 2 quick kills for OG. Oh, and looks like it might even be a little bit more. DJ getting caught out. Ice is going to do what he can to protect. Throws out the arena, but the Ice Blast is coming through. DJ just going to put the lockdown there. And they will get the turnaround kill onto Z-Freak, but not before Chessie sniped us out. 23 Savage with the miss on the Swashbuckle. Does still get the kill on Peksu. Nice little killing spree picked up for him. And Gyrocopter in the neighborhood. Is that his full Ags already? Wow. This Gyrocopter is farmed. I guess it is 14 minutes in. It's just been kill after kill after kill. Ice sticking around way too long at bottom. Chessie gives a moment of thought to giving that kill to Madara, but he doesn't need it. And with all 3 cores converging at bottom, they're going to quickly take this out. Fnatic just have not been able to get their feet under them, and really just have not found good opportunities with these early spells. We haven't seen a Fiend's Grip used yet. The arena, I feel like, has not picked up a single kill. Really? Maybe they got 1 somewhere along the way. What's Ice's scoreline? 1-4-1. But yeah, this early game has just looked disastrous for Fnatic. Jabs wanted that bounty, and he's not going to get it. They quickly realized they're all 5, well, almost all 5 heroes up here from OG.Seed. They're playing split from their carry. Madara is still just farming up, getting the next round of items, getting this BKB, and once he gets that, he's just going to be completely unstoppable. That is the other thing about Fnatic's lineup. Until the Morphling kind of gets into his more late game oriented build, they do absolutely zero against BKBs. Ice will be the next target. No way out really for him. Just gonna have to accept his death. Turn around with the bulwark. Make them work for this one, but still not gonna take them all that long. Z-Freak. So what's he got? So he hasn't gone for the full vessel. He's just gonna be going for your meteor hammer. I guess you don't really need it when you've got the ancient apparition on your team. Oh, Fiend Script onto the Pangolier. He's pretty tanky, but I don't think he's gonna get that mech off. Actually, he does. Nice cancel from Chessie. Interrupts the Fiend Script. That gives Zuby his opportunity to come back in here. Now DJ's dead. Put Morphling on the list after that. Pops the Ghost Scepter. 23 Savage trying to make his escape. Nice waveform. Is there going to be enough damage? He gets the TP out. Great escape from 23 Savage, but not the way that that fight was supposed to go at all. And there is an Ice Blast off cooldown for Pexu. Is he gonna try for the snipe on this Morphling maybe? He goes looking for it, but not quite gonna find it. Moon, does he finally have this drum? I think it's finally getting delivered now. Alright, so drum up. EJ desperately trying to farm Blink. Ice still does not even have his phase boots just yet. And they really picked some of these heroes to win the lanes, it feels like, and they did not even remotely win the lanes. Ice Blast in 3 seconds. This could be a dead 23 Savage that we're looking at here. Alright, wind it up. Ice Blast is sailing over. Z-Freak is thinking about it. Needs the full damage onto Savage. Is it going to be enough? He gets the waveform off in time. Looks like he's going to be okay. I guess Essence Ring actually saving him there. Nyx Assassin running in, trying to finish this one off. Z-Freak baiting them into a little bit of a fight, perhaps. They're going to get some more lockdown onto the Pangolier. He's still pretty tanky. Do they have the burst damage? They will bring him down. That it is going to be a full double kill for 23 Savage. That is going to be a very welcome injection of gold, and that is going to be his E-Blade picked up shortly. Though, again, the problem is always going to be these BKBs that are very rapidly coming out on the side of OG.Seed. And once they get those BKBs, should just be able to roll. Pexu looking very dead at mid. Jeb's thinking about taking that. And now, are they going to try and look for a little bit more? Would be nice to unveil this shotgun and get another kill on 23 Savage. But it might not be quite so easy. Can they actually do anything about Moon? Flame Guard's on cooldown. He's only got 1 point in Flame Guard this game. In fact, just wants the extra Searing Chains lockdown against the Pango, against the Monkey King. Z-Freak, can he make anything of this vendetta? It seems like perhaps not. Ice is just gonna straight rush the Blink. What did we see? We saw Glimmer Cape coming up for the AA. Pango also going to be going for a Blink. No Greaves just yet for him. Doesn't feel like he needs it. You know, maybe once we see the +1 second Searing Chains come out for the Ember, might need to think about it a little bit more. Jab sizing up his options at mid, but decides better of it at the end of the day. Fnatic would love to take a tier 1 tower or somewhere. You can just look at the, I mean, the graph tells a little bit of a story, but the fact that Fnatic have lost all 3 of their tier 1 towers and that OG.Seed still have all of their tier 1s at like pretty decent HP really just tells you the whole story of what's been happening this game. Fnatic have found a couple of kills here and there, a couple of okay pickoffs, but I mean, who's realistically got deaths on the side of OG.Seed? This has turned out to be such an amazing Pango. Like, not an amazing Pango game in terms of the picks, but Pango has had an amazing game. Zuby's been playing really, really well. And okay, so BKB still not quite up for this Monkey King. I think a lot of farms being soaked up by the Gyrocopter, but he does have his BKB. 23 Savage looking for the lockdown, but he is already morphing strength pretty heavily. Another jump in from the Shaker, finds a 2-man Echo, but Madara is already there with the BKB, and Morphling trapped up on the high ground. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide for 23 Savage as Madara finds the double kill. That's another tip going Savage's way, and OG.Seed just gonna continue the march towards this mid lane. No threat whatsoever from the Shaker. That was the grand unveiling of the Blink Dagger. Just not enough follow-up, unfortunately, and Madara willing to blow that, well, pop that early 10-second BKB. Ember Spirit getting caught out. Moon looks like he should be okay, though. That is his last remnant. Nothing left to interrupt this. There's DJ. Okay, DJ's fine. Ice just trying to shove mid a little bit. Did pick up a secondary bracer. Just lots of little items for him. And this ward is just out of sentry range over in the Dire Woods. Yeah, just there have been so many times where Fnatic have been like, oh hey, we have a timing, or we have an ultimate up or something, and like OG.Seed have just been all over it. They just have the right heroes, or they get a nice save, like that save at mid. Pango pops his wand, pops the mech, they get the turnaround. 2 easy kills, it was almost 3. Was not far off Savage dying there. That OG.Seed just quickly head into the Roshan pit, clean this up, no contest whatsoever from Fnatic. Moon's just going for a BKB, feeling pressured into this, with the Nyx Assassin just constantly locking him down. And Ice is going to have a blink in the next couple of minutes, but again, just this constant problem with BKBs. So there's the sentry up here on the high ground. Fnatic, I don't know if they're trying to bait a little bit or just find a freebie. They're going to look towards Peksu. Missed combo from the Ember, but they've got enough damage. And that Glimmer Cape is not going to do it for you there, friend. They're poking, they're prodding. Monkey King ready to hop in here, though Chessie does need to be a little bit careful. He's tanky, but does not have the BKB, so he could still get burst. And Madara just walking over to top. The other core is making sure that they're not too far behind, ready to protect. Do not want to fall victim to the classic carry hubris of, oh hey, you know, I've got Aegis, I can go and do whatever I want, and my team will always be there to defend me, and then, you know, you get speared to their tier 2 and nobody's there, and you just lose the Aegis and then die again. That is a classic Dota, and something that certainly happens even in these pro matches. The lead has still not moved that much, though OG are sort of just playing around their strongest hero. I don't think that the Pango and Monkey King are actively farming very much, and so they're just sort of sweeping around the map watching the Gyrocopter farm, which is maybe the one opportunity that Fnatic have here if they can wait out this Aegis successfully and then score a kill on this Gyrocopter, put their Morphling into a better position net worth wise, then maybe they'll be in with a little bit more of a chance. They are assembling, you know, the dumb combo, going for this Aghanim Scepter on the Morphling. I thought we were past this, but that is what 23 Savage is opting for this game. And if they get that going and the BKBs start running down, that is where things could start getting a little bit more interesting. But still, definitely OG.Seed's game to win, and Dota Plus win probability definitely agreeing on that front. Okay, so here comes the 10-second BKB for your Monkey King. They've got... Why is my Roshan text so small? You guys can't see it because it's hidden behind the overlay, but my Roshan text is tiny, and they've caught out the Morphling outside of the base. 23 Savage did have the waveform. Gets in there, but Madara is still just trucking on this tier 3 tower. He's down quickly. Man, these Vampire Fangs actually doing a lot of work for him. Jab's looking for a little bit of lockdown. Chessie considering the initiation. DJ deciding what he wants to do. Needs a really good Echo Slam in this fight. Who's got buyback, in fact? Okay, so DJ does have buyback. Could potentially throw his life away. And then buyback, potentially TP in and get a good follow-up Echo after OG sort of group up, thinking that the Shaker's not coming back to the fight. But Fnatic just going to keep poking, keep prodding. Minute and a half remaining on this Aegis. And they're gonna block in the gyrocopter here, try and pop him, but he actually gets pushed out. He's gonna be just fine. Ember Spirit immediately getting cleaned up. Moon buys back immediately. Chessie with the BKB just gonna start working on the buildings. 23 Savage. Hops over into the fountain. They do have a Fiend's Grip on this Pangolier. Will he be able to survive? That's too much damage from the tier 4s. And Moon is going to get the double kill. OG.Seed really, really wanting this Rex. BKB popped from Madara. Needs to be careful with this Aegis. They're going to lose the Mars. And that is a beyond godlike streak from Madara. As now he finds one more on the backlines. DJ's dead, but the double support buyback. As Moon is just to try and keep them here. 23 Savage does not have that morph any longer. But they're still looking for further kills. Next Assassin getting locked down. Does manage to get up the Spike Carapace. But Jabs is there with the Nightmare. And 23 Savage does come in as the cleanup crew. Though that costs them 3 buybacks. And they don't even make the hold. But you just a little bit too far ahead. And this Gyrocopter too big. Doing too much damage. Hardly any contribution from the other 2 cores in that fight. In fact, Z-Freak outperforming both of them by the numbers. But this Gyrocopter is still going to be the big bad boss that they have to deal with. And Aegis just about to get reclaimed. Again, my Roshan text is tiny. It's almost impossible to read. What are Fnatic looking for? No Fiend's Grip for 30. They do have the arena, but difficult to land. At least they've got this the Shaker morph going. That's nice, right? This is supposed to be a strong combo. How far behind is he net worth wise against the Gyrocopter? 4.3k. If he can get into the back lines, then it's going to be great. He is a pretty... Oh, he is going to be pretty scary for the AA. Anyone else? I'm not so sure. Like the right clicks are still going to hurt, but the lockdown shouldn't really matter as much. And with this Satanic, they're going to be looking for these quick picks. Morphling forced away from him defensively. Chessie just laying down the ring to kind of create an opportunity for his Gyrocopter, but not the initiation that OG.Seed were looking for. Moon just trying to push out lanes somewhat. Did not go straight into the BKB. Did decide to go back for the Maelstrom at the end of the day. Still on the low end for core farm in this game. The Z-Freak does scout out a little bit of movement. Fnatic making a bid to perhaps have at least one outpost. Morphling jumps straight into the Spike Carapace. That's not the situation that they want. Nightmare's going to save him for a little bit, but that is just going to be the end of 23 Savage. He does have a buyback, but not worth using it. And they're looking for even more now. Ember Spirit getting locked down. Moon, does he have a Remnant? He's just getting chain stun. Nice Spike Carapace from Z-Freak. That's the lockdown that they needed. And now Moon dead for 70 seconds. That should probably just be the end of this game. Oh, OG.Seed looking absolutely fantastic. They won their lanes. They rallied behind the Gyrocopter. And really just solid Dota after a really, really good laning performance. Not too much more to be said. Oh, nice assist. Doesn't even have a Quelling Blade or anything. What he was hoping to do there. Get locked down. Gyrocopter needs the healing, but still surviving. Just a little bit too much lifesteal for Fnatic to deal with. And 23 Savage thinking about jumping in. There's the Echo. Lots of chain stun. They bring down the Gyro. Looking for a bit more. 23 Savage still with the morph. They also lose Z-Freak. And buyback from Ice. Not really accomplishing too much, but it was not a secondary lane of Rax from old OG. So do still need to be careful. I guess I was maybe a little bit premature in calling it there, but did not think the Gyrocopter would die so easily. And the Gyrocopter dead, Fnatic are out on the map and looking for stuff. Did they manage to get any? Okay, they didn't get. Oh, they did get experience for the outpost. Just managed to make it down there in time. Very, very nice. so I'm gonna grab these items. Alright, Enchanted Quiver.
Radiant's middle tower
Is he still just gonna prioritize the Essence Ring against Ice Blast? Is that the plan?
Dire's top
What else do they
tower is
have?
under attack.
I gotta refresh it. I guess Quiver's not that good. What's Gyrocopter using? Gyrocopter using the Nether Shawl. Okay. Alright. I guess I'm kind of down. So I think if you're OG.Seed at this point, you can just like lock down the Dire jungle, hold both of these waves up against Fnatic's base, wait for Roche, and then close out the game with the Aegis. Jesse did manage to get another item, picked up the Diffusal Blade for himself. Oh, running straight up the high ground. Morphling in some danger. 23 Savage dead for 110 seconds. Fnatic, what were you doing? It's walking straight up that high ground. No vision, no BKB, no nothing. Just straight into stuns. And, yeah. Well, so much for having to get the Aegis. OG.Seed, that should probably be Megas. Starcraft doesn't actually take their axe that fast, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. He's still got 70 seconds remaining to come and clean up this final lane. They do have the repair kit on DJ. Wants to give his team one final fight, perhaps. Do they have any buybacks? Any bodies to throw on the line? That does not seem like the case.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
So we just get to watch Gyrocopter just plinking. Who have they found? Poor old DJ, caught out in the trees, brought down. And as this final barracks fall, Z-Freak with the telescope on this Nyx Assassin. I don't know what else to say, really. PKB pop. Mars looking very dead. Ice Blast, obliterating jab. And Fnatic, are they going to GG out? Or are they going to make them work for it? Alright, we are going to go all the way to the very end, it looks like. This early Ember pick, I don't want to blame too much on that because I also think Morphling into this draft turned out to be suboptimal, to say the least. But that is going to be OG claiming this first game. And let's quickly have a look and see what's happening. Okay, it looks like we may have the actual caster for this round, so maybe I'll just be co-casting after this. But that's gonna wrap it up for game number 1, guys. OG.Seed making it look easy, really, and of course always the way when you come in, hyping up a team at the beginning of the series. I really thought that Fnatic were gonna walk away with this one, but the lanes went really poorly, and then they just never once got their feet underneath them, didn't get their spell combos going, and none of their cores really ended up having... Oh, that's maybe a little bit wrong to say. The Morphling did end up having a little bit of a game, but it was just too little too late at that point. Gyrocopter was just way too big. So thanks for watching, guys. We're going to head to a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have game number 2 of this 2-game series. I believe we will also be switching over the stream, so it'll probably go offline for a little bit, but I'll go and confirm all of that during the break. Catch you guys soon.